Good morning. It's Thanksgiving morning and I am going to be cooking some curried chickpeas in coconut broth. And I have an audience. That's Dexter. Okay, I started by trying to get mostly everything ready. I have some chopped, just sweet onion and a chopped and seeded jalapeno. I'm gonna throw ginger in this too, but not right now. I have a crock pot getting ready because it's gonna go in there. I have 2 cans of rotelle tomatoes. This is a little bit of a cheat recipe. So I have some avocado oil in this. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna throw the onion in and get that sauteing. Okay, and I know that when I cook, I don't always give amounts. So a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil in the bottom of this small saucepan and 2 medium-sized onions, sweet onions. And I'm going to just saute these to get them soft because, I don't know, they just taste better, I think. And then they're gonna go in the crock pot, and that's one less thing I need to worry about. But saute your onions first. A few more minutes, I will add the chopped jalapeno. Quick update, the onions are still sauteing and they don't have any color yet. But I really should turn them down because, you know, they go from being no color to being black. I have prepped the chickpeas. This is 4 cans, 4 cans of chickpeas that I just dropped into a colander and rinsed. Put them in your crock pot. 2 cans of rotelle tomatoes. So let's drop in 1 can. And I bought the mild, well, this one I think is Mexican, which is a little bit of a cheat. But you know what? Use what you have. Use regular tomatoes if that's all you have. And this one is mild because I have some people here who are not going to be great fans of like super spicy stuff. This is probably starting to pick up some color now. And once it starts to pick up, like you can see little bits of brown in there, then you want to add your, well, I'm using a jalapeno. In real Indian cookery, a lot of this would be chili peppers. But, you know, when in Rome, it's harder to find a chili pepper in the United States than it is to find a jalapeno. So I'm just going to dummy it with a jalapeno. I'm going to throw that in and let that cook for a minute or 2 to soften. And I did turn the heat down to like just above medium. This is a tablespoon of curry powder and a tablespoon of garam masala. I'll throw that in. Now, I like coriander a lot, coriander seed. So in the United States, we call this coriander seed. In England, where I learned how to cook Indian food, they also call this coriander seed. However, we call the herb, I can't get this open with one hand. Oh, and now it's nicely opened. We call the herb cilantro. In the seed, we call coriander seed. So I'm gonna throw in like maybe a tablespoon of coriander seed. It is not anything that you want whole. I don't anyway. And yes, when you do a mortar and pestle, you will lose some of it like flies out, and I'm one-handed here. And how cool that the bowl spins around. So I'm just kind of grinding them and breaking them. It is going to be a lot easier for me to do this with 2 hands. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to take those onions off the heat because I think they're good now. Give them another minute. This smells amazing. If you've never taken coriander seed and smashed them with a mortar and pestle, you don't know what you're missing. Now tip this into the crock pot. Onions and peppers have got to be done. Pepper, I guess. So we're gonna toss that in. And I will get I can't get that out. All right, I'm gonna have to use my spatula and get that out of there. Okay, I'm going to add a full can of coconut milk. And you know what? I think I have another one up above. This one is Trader Joe's, and you can see that it's going to be hard to pour because it's solidified. The top part is solid. So if I tip it upside down, it's not going to do anything. Let me just kind of break up a little bit of it. That might help. I don't really want to use the whole can. Okay. Well, you can see the liquid in the bottom. So I'm just going to do that. And let's stir this up. You know what? I really don't like cooking so much with plastic stuff. So we'll go with a wooden thing. We're going to stir this up. So basically what we have are canned chickpeas, 2 cans of rotelle tomatoes, a sauteed onion, a big chunk of sauteed onion. And again, I did 2 like medium onions. If you really like onions, add 3. If you don't, add 1. Don't add any. It's just going to change, you know, how it tastes. It's not like baking a cake where you've got to have those components and, you know, otherwise it's not going to be good. So I kind of think this is it. This is not really so authentically Indian, but this is something that I think everybody in my family likes. So I'm going to put the crock pot now is on high, and I have a sunroom because this is Thanksgiving and space is at like a premium for cooking. So I have a sunroom out there. I am going to plug this in out there, and then it can cook away all day, and it's not going to be in my way in the kitchen. Okay, curried chickpeas and coconut broth. I forgot about my secret weapon. Grace, pure creamed coconut. So what this is just coconut. There's nothing else added to it. The same way you would make peanut butter by just putting peanuts in a blender, you can make creamed coconut by just putting coconut. You can do it yourself if you can't find this in the store. What happens over time is the coconut settles here, and then you can see the coconut fat on top. It's a little bit of a nightmare to get this stuff open, so what I do is just cut it right down the middle. Big chunk of this is just a lot of extra coconut. It will melt. It's just coconut. So we can get this all mixed in. Once we have the heat going, that will melt. And I'm gonna come back and keep stirring this, but that's just gonna make it sort of extra coconutty. And for people that aren't crazy about the heat of Indian food, the coconut is a really nice extra. There you go. Oh, it wouldn't be my cooking demonstration if I didn't forget something. So when I brought this outside, not outside, but in my sunroom, I sat the crock pot here and it's turned on, it's nice and hot. And then I looked at the kitchen counter and I saw the ginger. So I have the ginger. I just took a little chunk of it and peeled it and kind of roughly chopped it. It's not a lot of ginger. There you go. And then I'm just going to left-handed stir this. Yeah, that's going to be very good. Okay, and now that can sit there. The top can go back on. And the only other thing before serving, I have a big bunch of cilantro. And I'm going to take that, chop it, toss it in, stir it up. You're supposed to serve it over rice, but that's if you were like a vegetarian. I'm just serving it as a side dish.